It's a hard ticket at the movies. Which one will you watch? Let's decide. It's a hard ticket at the movies.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hard Ticket, the show where we go to the movies expecting a double feature, only to find that both movies are playing at the same time. So now we have a hard ticket to choose between the two. So we got that going for us.
Which is nice.
I'm Jeff Boggess.
I'm Tristan Moore.
And we are doing a little summer kickoff episode, I suppose.
Yeah, you could kind of think of it like that, I guess.
Fun in the sun.
Fun in the sun. Fun on the green.
Fun on the green, yeah. Very green movies. Very warm, very happy, one might say.
Yeah, super shack.
Oh boy, yeah. What are we getting into today? We're doing a short. This is a short, sort of fun episode. By the time this episode comes out, I will be done with my first year of grad school.
Yes.
So, folks, just bear with me. I'm getting through it. You're listening to it in real time. But without further ado, we're just going to kick off this episode, this fun, happy shack episode, with option number A. Tristan, kick it off.
I think you meant to say we're going to
Tee it off.
Option number A, Jeff, is 1980s Caddyshack.
Ooh.
Yeah, Caddyshack. I think we made a Caddyshack joke before because I think the last Adam Sandler film we covered was directed by Tony Shadyac. And I was like, Caddyshack, just because his name kind of sounded like that.
That was a good one.
It's a classic. I think back to it all the time. Directed by Harold Ramis.
Yes.
Ramis
His directorial debut.
Yeah, most famous for playing Egon Spengler in Ghostbusters. Here he is directing this movie, which is just like a series of set pieces, basically. It stars Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight, Bill Murray, Michael O'Keefe. It basically follows this like high schooler he's a caddy and he's trying to win money to go to college. He's trying to win a scholarship.
I mean, that's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
And then the movie decides that he's not interesting enough.
No, and he's not. He's really not interesting enough. It's just this kid who's trying to get a scholarship to go to college, but along the way, he is mentored by Chevy Chase's Ty Webb, who is like this golfing savant, spiritual guru, but also like a total jackass.
Right, because he's Chevy Chase.
He's Chevy Chase, yeah. He doesn't really have a consistent character, so he's just sort of improvising. Also follows Carl, who is played by Bill Murray. Carl has been tasked with killing all the gophers, not golfers, on the Caddyshack field. So he is doing Looney Tunes antics, basically. It's basically just Coyote.
It's a slapstick character.
Yeah, it's Coyote versus Roadrunner.
That's Gordy and the Weasel.
Gordy and the Weasel. It's hundreds of beavers. And then there's also Rodney Dangerfield as this guy.
As himself, basically.
As a stand-up comedian who's golfing. and it's really funny. I was actually laughing a lot at Rodney Dangerfield. That's option number A. It's a classic golf comedy. That's crazy. I wonder if they ever made any other golf comedies, Jeff.
Not that I can think of.
So that's nice.
Yeah, well, that leads us into option number B here. We're talking about, of course, Happy Gilmore, the only other golf comedy. Well,
that's not true.
No, both these movies had sequels as well, which we will get into. But Happy Gilmore came out in 1996, directed by Dennis Dugan, and his first collaboration with Sandler. Also did Grown Ups, Just Go With It, The Benchwarmers, and Big Daddy later in their careers.
Big Daddy Shack.
The dynamic duo. Co-written by Sandler and Tim Terrelli.
You got it, dude.
Yeah, okay.
You got it.
Also co-wrote Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, Grown Ups 2, and Big Daddy. So the band tight.
Do you remember when we were driving through North Carolina and we came across a town called Daddiesville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put that one in your back pocket.
It's just an inherently funny word to say.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore stars Adam Sandler as the titular Happy Gilmore, Christopher McDonald as his nemesis, Shooter McGavin. So basically, Happy, he is a down-on-his-luck would-be hockey player, but every time he auditions for the team, he never gets drafted. So he's down on his luck, as previously mentioned, and lo and behold, his grandmother, played by Frances Bay, returning from Fire Walk with Me.
Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty crazy.
I would have never pegged an Adam Sandler film being the thing that carries over our Twin Peaks crossover.
I had the thought, I think last week when we covered Fire Walk with Me, I was like, I think that might be Happy's Grammy.
Oh my God.
But it is confirmed she's back. And she owes a lot of money to the IRS. She's like
$250,000.
Yeah, she's never paid taxes. And so they show up and they start taking her possessions, moving them out of the house. They're going to take the house away in like 6 days, 7 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Unless she can pay him back. While they're moving out her late husband's old golf clubs, Happy's yelling at the movers like, come on, get back to work. And they're like, well, let's have a little wager, huh? If you can hit this golf ball like clear to the end of the street, we'll get right back to work immediately. He does it. They say beginner's luck. He does it again. Turns out this hockey player has got a drive for golf. Literally, he's a driver.
Yeah, he's got a wicked arm.
And so he learns that you can make a lot of money if you do this professionally. So he seeks the help of, well, actually, this person seeks to mentor him, and he turns him down first. Carl Weathers, Chubbs, is playing on that sort of like old mentor, injured, can't do it anymore, trying to do it through you kind of archetype. And rounding out the cast is Julie Bowen as Virginia, his love interest, also a PR specialist for the tour, for the golf tour. What is this tour?
It's not the Masters, I don't think, because I think they had to change the
Is it the
title.
PGA Championship?
Well, they changed because it was supposed to be not a gold jacket, but a green jacket.
Oh.
So they changed it all around. I think someone was offended. They're like, you're making too much fun of golf here. So
right.
I don't know if it's like an official championship or anything.
No, but it is, it's all, if you don't know golf like me, it all kind of tastes the same. So
yeah, basically. It's also the mom from Modern Family.
Yes, it is the mom. I've never really watched Modern Family, but I did learn that about her, looking her up afterwards to get all my notes. So that's our main I can't forget about Ben Stiller, right?
He's uncredited in this film.
He is uncredited. He plays Hal L. No. He is an elder abuser. When Grammy's in a home, he is sort of making everybody do his cheap labor and exploit them. It's a metaphor for the prison system, really. So that's Happy Gilmore. I think that pretty much covers it. So without further ado, we're going to tee off this episode. I got it now. It's not a joke anymore. I'm just going to keep saying it. This is Happyshack. Now we're going to kick it off with our log lines. Tristan, tee it off. I'm sorry.
Well, you've ruined it. You've ruined my log line. A tee-off between slobs versus snobs on the green with a lot of money on the line. Well, these jackasses get the respect they deserve. Bada bing.
Pretty good. Not bad. Hey, it sums it up. It's a pretty simple premise.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's say I did not write one of these down. First time, guys, so I'm going to do it on the spot here. Won't these imbeciles respect my game? What's going on? All the schlubs, all the schlemiels are on the golf course while all we're trying to do is play a good game with their good old white men past their prime.
Right.
So get them off the field and get them into a home.
How the mighty have fallen. I remember your Vertigo and when Marnie was there log line, which was like one of the highs.
Yeah, sorry. This is a valley. It's a valley.
This is a peak, yeah.
It all went into my critical discourse analysis. So.
It's all uphill from here, though, at least.
Sure, yeah. So why compare these two movies? Well, that's pretty obvious, I would say. Although, pretty different at the same time. So look at these premises. Golf comedy.
Yeah.
Yet one sort of is anchored by a main character, name in the title, and then one is an ensemble that just goes off the rails and shirks all narrative convention.
Yeah. Yeah, the structure of these two films is so different. Happy Gilmore is so focused to the point where the title of the film that's the focus. It's happy. First of all, can I say I did not know that Happy Gilmore was his name? This is like because I've never seen Good Will Hunting, and now I'm like, is that his name? Is his name Good Will Hunting? Because Happy Gilmore just sounds like his name was Gilmore, and he's just
having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not. He's angry. He's got anger issues.
Gilmore.
Yeah. That's
unhappy long less.
So these are also sort of for two different generations as well. You've got your old sort of SNL beginning of the respectable comedians in primetime TV, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray. Surprised John Belushi doesn't show up in this thing. Then you got National Lampoon co-founder Douglas Kenney, who's, co-wrote the screenplay to this thing and is the last screenplay he ever wrote before his tragic death just a few months later. And then you've got Happy Gilmore, which is bringing in this new group of SNL people because Adam and Tim, whatever his last name is, they both wrote together on SNL. And there's a lot of cameos in this movie, too. I don't know if there's probably not a lot of SNL spillover besides just the two of them, but there's
Bob Barker.
There's Bob Barker.
Yeah. A very memorable cameo.
I mean, Caddyshack is one of Adam Sandler's favorite movies. He's gone on record saying it's in his Letterboxd top 4. He did like a little video when they were promoting The Spaceman. It's the first movie he said. So why do you think Adam Sandler's drawn to Caddyshack?
Well, Adam Sandler loves to skewer people, and Caddyshack is just one big skewering of the upper crust.
You think?
Yeah, of the people who Judge Smalls, right? Who is like, or Smales, I think is his name.
It's Smales, yeah.
Judge Smales. He's like a representative of authority and the law and order and all this stuff. And by the end of Caddyshack, it is an exercise of chaos. Mm-hmm. The big 1812 overture ending with everything exploding and topsy-turvy, what's up is down, blah, blah, blah. And I think Adam Sandler was probably drawn to that. I think there's inherently humor in that because you're punching up.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler tends to punch down a lot. I think he just likes to insult people, but it works best when you're punching up. And I think Happy Gilmore, there's a reason I think this movie gets kind of lumped in with the upper echelon of the Sandler comedies. He's punching up for most of it.
And he's throwing a lot of punches.
And I think most people, because most of us aren't, rich, mostly white people playing golf, dressed in the fancy pastel collars and everything. In this movie, it's just like, it's kind of funny to see them get theirs. It's skewering that sense of entitlement, which is best exemplified by Chris McDonald's character.
Right.
Shooter McGavin.
Who's fantastic.
Which is an amazing name. He's the Jason Isaacs of this particular matchup.
Best part of both.
Like Colonel Tabington from The Patriot. So, he's great. Fantastic.
But they're not skewering golf.
They're not skewering the sport, no. What the sport represents, I think. And
I don't know.
And the people who tend to collect toward it.
There is an easy target there in terms of, you got like your yacht club, stuffy, uptight, but there's, especially in Caddyshack, there's this element of like the lifestyle of golf is for everybody.
It should be.
It should be for everybody because you get that scene where Bill Murray's character, he's not a golfer. He's the groundsman, but he's got I don't think it's a club. What is he? Does he have a club when he's hitting the flowers?
I think he does have a club, yeah.
Yeah, he's about 450 yards away. I think he's going to hit about a 2-iron, I think. He swings, takes the whole flower with him. But he's he's doing that little golf speak right there.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. He kind of wants to be a golfer. There's no sense of this isn't for me. I'm just here to take advantage of these guys and take their money. There's maybe one day I'll get out there too, kind of thing.
He actually knows the sport. He cares about maintaining the green, even though God, if you haven't known a Carl in your life, I don't know if to feel sorry for you or to be happy. Because just to have someone like that who will bullshit to your face, the way that he bullshits to Danny's face during this, where he's just like the Dalai Lama and all this crap. I was like, I've known people like that in West Virginia, especially just people who just
pathological liars.
Yeah, they'll just lie about whatever, and they're lying, but it's entertaining. But then you see that side of him too, where it's he's sort of fantasizing about the golf and everything, and he ends up befriending Ty Webb, the guru, the golf guru, basically.
Sort of the golf weeaboo.
Yeah, he's a weeb. It kind of does make him a little bit more multidimensional, where you're like, oh, so he kind of is the groundskeeper because he actually is maybe close. He is salt of the earth. He's the common clay of the golf course.
Yeah, the original turf atop which it was built.
Yeah, exactly. Morons, which is why we love him. He's great for that. I mean, he ends up being a more endearing character than the judge, for example. Who feels this great sense of entitlement. I love the culture of the country clubs and everything. Of the one joke specifically in Caddyshack where it's caddies get a turn in the pool for
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
Which is that's so funny.
Hey Lou. What kind of grades do I need for this caddy scholarship deal?
Well, if you've been a good caddy, I think they're kind of lenient.
Why don't you just watch me and make sure I don't do anything stupid, okay?
Mr. Gilmore, Mr. Lafferty will be teeing off now.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Get out of the way.
Where were you on that one, dipshit?
Let's take a look at golf holistically again, right? The white man's sport. Caddyshack is very white. And there's even jokes at the expense of like black characters throughout. And the only time they appear is for like bit jokes.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore actually juggles that a little bit better because you get your old mentor character, Carl Weathers, but it's also a generation later as well. So there's more consciousness of like representing what's actually happening.
Right.
But the caddies, to me, look at Caddyshack and it's like, okay, these guys who are like successful and rich white men, they came from somewhere and they're looking at the caddies and they're like, well, I had to do what you did back in my day. And if you just work real hard, if you save up to get that caddy scholarship, you're going to get where I am. But until then, I get to abuse you, basically.
And those character.
Yeah. It's like that's to me, that's like a boomer mentality, kind of like salt. Like this is how it was when I was a kid and you can do it too. People are too soft these days and not you. You're going to be better. And you get some caddy abuse in Happy Gilmore as well. But you also get Happy who invites what appears to be like a homeless man to be his caddy and sort of gives him a chance to, it gives him a job basically after he strangles his previous caddy comedically, of course.
Yeah. Where I was saying like Happy Gilmore does punch up a lot. There are a couple jokes that kind of punch down a little bit, like at the expense of his caddy. But at the end of the day, he does end up being like a job, like you said, for him and everything. And he's like a friend. So
that first caddy, I think his name's Will. He's like so clueless. He's just so just. I always think of that statistic when everybody's defending young white men today. It's like a Jordan Peterson kind of thing. It's like they have such a tough time finding jobs. All of these young men who don't know how to do anything. And you look at this caddy on the course in 1996, and he's like just standing there, completely oblivious to everything. But he's probably been told by his dad or somebody's dad that he's going to be fine. He's going to be taken care of. That's the energy that I'm getting from stuff like this.
Yeah.
There's a generational thing here happening in Caddyshack. But what Happy Gilmore is doing, like you're saying, it's punching up. So Happy Gilmore actually is that character. He's not like, he's going to bet a 2-iron. No, he's coming in and he's like, if I had to wear that clothes, I'd have to kick my own ass.
Right.
So there is a little bit, I think Happy Gilmore, which I think has been embraced by the golfing community, or at least has had a reputation where it's sort of like, if it was a little bit contentious at first, it definitely isn't anymore. You get him dishing it out to these guys a little bit more.
Yeah, I can imagine like seeing yourself in the mirror like as a golfer and being like, okay, I don't want to be, Shooter McGavin. I don't want to be Judge Smales. Like I want to be Chevy Chase. I want to be Ty Webb, or I want to be Happy Gilmore, who, has a love for the sport genuinely and does it, for noble purposes, and also is unpretentious about it.
And wears his brewer's jacket on the green.
Exactly. It's like, who doesn't, there is like a pageantry to the golfing thing where it's like, oh, I want to dress up and I want to, ride the golf cart and everything. Like it's part of the experience. Like me as like a tourist of golf, I've been on the green like maybe once, like 20 years ago. My parents would golf for a little bit. Mostly I'm a putter. And that's rare, but if I were to go out right now and actually golf, I would want to dress up and I'd want to do the cart and everything. I'd want to make a big show of it, but I wouldn't want to make that my life. I wouldn't want to make that my personality, because that's just so, you have to maintain the image and it's so hard. I don't know.
The image of golf. I've literally captured the image of golf. I shot video for the West Virginia Municipal League Conference years ago and was out on the green with my camera shooting all these legislators playing golf.
Oh my God.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
They're old white men in khakis and like polos. And that experience was like, I don't want to say anything bad about golf in particular, because it's like there's this whole culture around golf. And it is, probably environmental terrorism. That's
there's also that, yeah.
There's also that. But, The culture around golf, I think, is steeped in, well, look at the connotation. I mean, look at Donald Trump. Anytime somebody's like, there's this world crisis going on, where's Donald Trump? He's out playing golf, right? Like, it's
George Bush.
The George Bush.
Yeah. Watch me hit this drive.
Did Obama ever play golf?
Oh yeah, I mean that's like something that all like it's like you're saying, like Congress people, legislators. That's like a big like stereotype.
It's where all the deals are made. And that used to be the thing. That's where all the deals are made, right? Like, I forget, what movie is that where he's like, do you play golf? That's where all the deals are being made right now. I don't know if that still stands.
Is that American Psycho?
It might be. It might be Fargo, the series that I'm thinking of. But either way, I mean, like, you get these characters who are like, you know, there's an ominous presence to them and they're doing all these shady dealings. It's like what I'm saying. Like, you grease the palms on the golf course and you meet the right person's dad. It all coalesces from there. I don't know. Isn't that not the connotation?
That is the connotation. That's why both these films, like the whole like thrust for Caddyshack, for Danny, it's like he's brown nosing the judge the whole time and he's being somebody that he's not. He's like cheating on his girlfriend. He's hanging out with these really snooty guys. He's dressing up like a yacht captain and all this stuff. And he has to learn to be himself. He has to learn to not try to, like you said, grease the hands of people who look down on him and who are entitled jerks.
Forgive me, that arc gets kind of lost in Caddyshack.
Oh, it totally get, no, yeah. The character work in Caddyshack is ancillary to the comedy, which I think is fine.
No, it's not why you're there to.
Yeah.
Originally, they wrote it as like a coming of age movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That didn't last. In particular, there was like a producer on that set, John Peters, an executive producer, who just kept coming to Harold Ramis being like, I want you to include this. I want you to include this. You know, he was telling Cindy Morgan like she had to take her top off or else she wouldn't have a career. Like,
yeah,
it's also that era of Hollywood right there, I guess, where you're just gonna. And Harold Ramis is kind of ashamed of this movie. He's like, it never became anything more than the sum of its parts.
That's fair. I think that's it is like kind of like haphazardly put together. It feels like the structure of it compared to Happy Gilmore, which is so singular, is just like all over the place. So there are like lulls in the story, especially when you're like dealing with like the serious character work of Danny and like his coming of age. But it is like the theme of the movie. It's like what it's kind of about. So you have to pay attention, even though you're like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, infamously, like there was a lot of cocaine on set.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Made in 1979 in Florida, so I can imagine it was pretty. You're having a good time. They're making it snow down in the Panhandle.
It was a great snow job they did.
Oh,
I'm doing a snow job over here.
I got no.
I'll guarantee you'll never be a member here.
Member? Are you kidding? You think I'd join this crummy snobatorium? Why, this whole place sucks. That's right, it sucks. Only reason I'm here is maybe I'll buy it.
Buy Bushwood? You
Let's get one thing straight. This is Shooter's tour. I've worked hard my whole life, paid my dues, and now it's Shooter's turn. And Shooter's not about to let his reign at the top be spoiled by some freak, sideshow clown.
Did you just call me a freak? I was on this tour for one reason, money. But now I got a new reason, kicking your ass.
Well, I'd like to see you try.
Last time we covered an Adam Sandler movie, we kind of agreed that it was up against the more conventional movie, and the Adam Sandler movie was one that was the mess. I'm talking about Click versus Bruce Almighty, where Bruce Almighty felt like this like well-oiled machine, and Click was like, what the hell is even going on here? This is like...
It was like contradicting itself constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here it almost feels like the opposite. Like the Happy Gilmore vehicle, that is the more stratified, more traditional narrative. And then Caddyshack is the mess that's also like an entertaining mess, right?
Yeah. Why? What the hell happened? Like, are we just seeing degrees of messiness, or did Adam Sandler actually get his shit together for Happy Gilmore, and then he lost it when he got the Click?
It's pretty early in Sandler's career. Like you said, he's punching up. Like, what's he doing in Click? Who's he making fun of? Just everybody.
Just literally everybody.
Yeah,
there's like the kid next door. He's literally punching down. And like the thing is, Adam Sandler in this film is also violent. He will do things with his penis.
Your first note.
My first note is Adam Sandler's violent and will do things with his penis, because that's the first thing you see in Happy Gilmore. He will do all that stuff, and he will be crude and everything, and he will occasionally punch down a little bit, but it's definitely nowhere near as bad as it got in Click. And it's more in line with the ethos of Caddyshack, which if that's a movie he cares so much about and watched so much, then I mean, it's no wonder that he took inspiration, that was the central thing he needed to be doing. He's literally trying to win $250,000 for an old grandma who's being attacked by the federal government.
Right.
Like, you can't get more they're punching down on me, help save me, Adam Sandler, than that, right?
Yeah, it's so singular. It almost feels like a parody of itself a lot of times. Well, it's one of those intentionally stupid movies.
Oh, it is pretty stupid, yeah. It is pretty stupid. Is it kind of predictable?
I mean, yeah, he's gonna... But that's the thing. So Happy Gilmore is like, it feels like it belongs in this conversation about sports movies because it's playing into those tropes so unabashedly. It doesn't care. It's like, okay, here's your mentor, Carl Weathers. He had an accident. He can't play golf anymore, but he's going to teach this young man. You've got your person, you're doing it to show it's for a noble cause. You got your rival who
is a snooty
asshole, gives you somebody very clearly to root against, and you win in the end because it's a friendly, funny movie. Like, no, there's no point in Happy Gilmore where you're like...
But even like joke to joke, though. I'm like the joke where he's like doing the comms and everything. He's like trying to like appeal to his girlfriend. He's like, I love you. I want to lick you and all this stuff. And then I was like, okay, they're going to cut to somebody that Adam Sandler doesn't find attractive is going to be listening to the comms.
Right.
Sure enough, they cut to a kid, which did kind of subvert my expectations a little bit. I thought it was going to be like an old fat guy or something, for Adam Sandler to be like, oh my God, I would never kiss you. Oh no. Is that a pretty good Adam Sandler?
That's not bad. I could tell you're really squeezing it out.
But it cuts to like an old like Asian lady who shows up and is like, I love you and I want to sleep with you. But you know what?
Then he sleeps with her.
He actually sleeps with her. And so I will say, so like there's some jokes where I'm like, okay, it's kind of predictable, the punchline. I thought that was the punchline, but the punchline was actually
that she's there in the morning.
That he did sleep with her. And I was like, good for you, Adam Sandler. That's like a joke where you're not punching down on this just poor lady who's looking for love. You're punching down a little bit on yourself for indulging it, which is still kind of mean, but like it's different. Like it's a different form of punching down than he is, like I associate his brand of comedy with.
Well, we've talked about Punch Drunk Love in reference to the Adam Sandler character before, and it's like that was Paul Thomas Anderson's take on Adam Sandler, like that character existing in the real world and how scary and kind of fucked up he would have to be in order to exist. He's taken from Happy Gilmore pretty specifically, I think, because Happy Gilmore is very violent. It is a slapstick comedy, and most of it comes from Happy. But there's also the extent that the world around him is pretty absurd, and people are pretty mean. He has his love interest in Julia Bowen's Virginia, and she's like a PR rep, and she wants to keep Happy on because he makes their ratings great. And he reads that romantically, and she just kind of gives in because she's like, oh, what? Yeah, he's being sweet to me. Like he's entertaining, and I'll just kind of indulge it. I think their relationship works for that reason because I read her as kind of scummy for being a PR person. I've been around a lot of PR people, but
yeah,
it's certainly they have more to go off of than like, oh my God, who was it in Click? She was just
the woman who's his wife in Click. I don't remember.
Stock character,
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, nothing going on.
Resident Evil coming out here soon.
I don't know. I read them better. And then you got Shooter McGavin, who's a comical asshole.
He's like repeating all the same one-liners and everything and doing like the finger guns. He is such a lovably hateable person.
Oh, he's ripped absolutely from like a Douglas Kenny script. He feels like somebody from Animal House, like the snotty frats that they take on in that movie, or the snotty golfers from Caddyshack. Like he feels like the most obvious transplant between movies, I would say.
Yeah, he feels like Judge Smails' like nephew, basically.
If Judge Smails was actually like good at golfing, because there's those jokes where Judge Smails is like just kicking the ball.
Oh yeah,
like,
he's just cheating the whole time.
Right. Yeah, which is like, you're a piece of shit too. And then you get Rodney Dangerfield coming in being a schmuck.
Yeah, bada bing.
So crass and so he's basically Happy Gilmore kind of, but he doesn't have any arc and he's not mean and
he's
dangerous.
Funnier.
And he's funnier. Yeah. He's so funny.
He's
His
really
facial
funny.
expressions. Oh my
gosh, yeah. My dad was like such a Rodney Dangerfield like fan, and he would like sit me down to make me watch Rodney Dangerfield stand up.
Yeah. Dangerfield didn't do a lot of movies, I don't think.
No, I think this was like the first one that he kind of did, and then he did some more like in the 80s and 90s, but not like a ton. I think he did do a dramatic role in Natural Born Killers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it was pretty interesting. It's been a while since I watched it, but no, he's a presence. Every time he comes onto the screen, he steals the screen completely, and the film derails and revolves around him. It should be to its detriment because he feels like that type of person who it's like, okay, we should probably put a muzzle on this guy a little bit because he's stealing the focus. But like, he's just so, you just love him.
Well, he's one of like 4 actors who comes in and takes the movie for himself because you got Chevy Chase doing it. They loved Chevy Chase so much they decided to make it. He's top billed in this movie.
Yeah, and what is his character? All he does is he golfs and says like stupid kind of smart stuff sometimes.
He's Chevy Chase. He's like literally Chevy. He's like, hey, Danny, you ever do any drugs? Yes. Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's all he's done. Then you got Bill Murray playing your... This film is just such an era of a bygone time. I don't want to say that too much because it's just so obvious when you watch it. But there's even like, there's call forwards to like Fast Times at Ridgemont High when you get Sydney Moore and that swimsuit scene at the pool and everybody's like staring at it. Like, it's not like this movie owns that trope, but it's like, it feels like a call forward.
Speaking of call forwards, did you notice the Shining?
The Shining, yes. Same year.
The same year,
right?
Yeah.
You get Judge Smales chasing Danny with a golf club.
Chasing Danny, which, you know, Jack Torrance's son's Danny.
Yeah, they don't do like the close up like here's Judgy.
Yes, yeah, exactly. No, he doesn't say anything like that, but I'm like the same year you got 2 of these guys like banging down the bathroom door.
I know it's got its finger on the pulse. Young Brian Doyle Murray, he looks so young.
He's so tiny.
There's his boss too is like there's an angry Scottish man, and I'm like, is that Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons? Like before he was a thing? It wasn't. I looked it up. No contribution whatsoever. But I mean, we were saying off mic, this movie contains so many lines we didn't even know came from it. Same with the Kenny Loggins song that opens it. I'm all right. I didn't know that was from this movie.
I had no idea. No, it's pretty great. Like I've got that going for me, so that's nice. We're waiting. Like all that's like so many lines in this that I just had no idea came from Caddyshack. And I'm like, wow, it's great to like have a place to put those now. Even though like that's what I'm going to remember from the film. It's like what Harold Ramis was saying, like the film never really rises above the sum of its parts.
Yes.
But some of those parts are so good that you will remember them long after you've seen the movie.
Yeah, there's some simple stuff in there. Like all you need to make me laugh is a good physical comedy joke. Like when they're christening the ship, when everybody's out in the harbor and the bottle breaks the bow off the ship and the old woman who hit it is just like, and she looks at her husband and he's like, talking about punching up. And then Rodney Dangerfield comes through on his yacht and he's just like, I'm driving my yacht over here. What do you want me to do? And then he almost kills a couple people. Like
he like runs over a man's boat.
Yeah, he runs over a man's boat, a black man.
His yacht is called the Seafood, which is great. That is such a funny yacht name. Going in with what you're saying about like having its finger on the pulse and like just funny physical gags, like the Jaws turd scene, like the Baby Ruth bar in the pool and everybody's, they're cutting back to the water. They got the music, the ostinato.
5 years later.
Yeah, 5 years later after Jaws. And it's like that. And it's like that joke has aged remarkably well because we still talk about Jaws to this day. We talked about Jaws last October for this podcast. So it's like, it's still relevant. So there's a lot of it that has aged pretty well. And then there's some of it that's sort of like, it came out 46 years ago. So
there's this one scene where somebody hits a golf ball into like a bird, like it gets caught on their beak.
Yeah.
And somebody else says, don't worry, it's good luck. And Chevy Chase says, in Haiti. And then the scene ends.
Yeah.
And that's the joke, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think he meant?
I don't care. like I'm just like that. It's throwing so many. It's like a driving range.
Yes,
right? It gives you all these jokes in a bucket, and it gives you a club. Well, it gives it so. Basically, it's just. It's
so basically, the jokes are golf balls, and if they land,
it's rapid fire. It just keeps like swinging. Sometimes it hits them. Sometimes it hits them into the woods. Sometimes it doesn't hit them at all. Like you catching what I'm doing?
Putting down a metaphor here.
The Happy Gilmore. It definitely is a it's weird to say it's a calmer movie. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's heavy slapstick. It's an incredibly heavily slapsticky movie, but it is
the
more,
most slapsticky part of Happy Gilmore is probably the Bob Barker sequence.
Oh yeah,
Is that fair to say?
yeah. What do you want to say about that?
It's
funny.
It's really funny. I don't know. Like that to me does feel like a gag that was transplanted from Caddyshack a little bit. Just Bob Barker wailing on Happy from Happy Gilmore and just being like, the price is wrong, bitch. Like all that's
the most famous scene in the movie.
Is that the most famous scene for the movie? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's got its own like little section on Wikipedia for it. It's great.
You got the dads from Freaks and Geeks. The dad, Joe Flaherty, who's saying jackass the whole time. But did that pick up? Because I feel like I've never heard him like the jackass thing.
Oh yeah, that's picked up.
Like people just like
if people say it like that, yeah, you know they're talking about this
Happy Gilmore. Okay,
jackass. Yeah, and I in prep for this episode, I also watched Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh my god,
the jackass guy had a son. He's played by Eminem.
Oh my god!
And he also he shows up and he's calling Happy Gilmore a jackass, and he gets knocked into a pit full of alligators, and he's just like, he's yelling at the alligators. He's like, oh, you want some of this? You want some of this? And they're just tearing him apart, and he goes down fighting to the very end. It's pretty great.
It's awesome. Little Temple of Doom reference.
Caddyshack also had a sequel. Apparently it's awful. Everybody says it's awful.
Yeah. Only Chevy Chase returned.
Which tells you the kind of shit he would do.
Chevy Chase is truly a character. To me, and I don't know how to explain this, he's like a funny version of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. He looks, he's got that classic handsome white guy actor kind of shit to him.
But also just like the cavalier, like I just don't care about anything kind of thing.
Right.
And you just kind of feel like he's just going to do what he wants to do, and you're just going to be dragged along for it. He's very domineering like Harrison Ford. Which
apparently he did a lot on the set of Caddyshack. He improvised a lot to the detriment of like Cindy Moore. He didn't like being in scenes with him because she didn't know what was going on.
Right. Like the scene where he like rubbed her down with baby oil.
Unscripted.
And like pricked her with a umbrella.
I get what you're saying, I guess. Again, he just kind of feels like an era of a bygone time. I think Harrison Ford is older than Chevy Chase. And he's still acting. He's doing better.
Harrison Ford, I think, was more of a professional, ended up being more of a professional than Chevy Chase, but because Chevy Chase is like notoriously like an asshole. He's hard to work with.
Yes.
Harrison Ford's like kind of like a curmudgeon, probably a little bit of an asshole, but like he's professional. He's got a good work ethic. I don't think he's as arrogant as Chevy Chase, but they do kind of have like the same energy when they're on screen where you just kind of had to focus on them.
They're commandeering.
Yeah, exactly. And there's that scene with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase, which I guess was sort of like added late in the production. It was maybe improvised because Harold Ramis realized he had Bill Murray and Chevy Chase in this film, who were like the two biggest stars, and they had no scene together. And so he's like, okay, let's just riff on something. And that scene feels like improv to me. I don't know how much of it was scripted. It's just like these two titans of SNL and of like comedy in general of the 80s and 90s.
Well, you know the story behind them.
Didn't they hate each other?
Yeah, they got into a fist fight on the set of SNL before this movie. And so everybody was nervous to put them in a scene together. But they were very professional about it. Some people go as far as to say that they buried the hatchet. I don't think that's what happened, but they didn't get into a fight. So
I almost get like the impression that like it was like real recognizing real. Like they both knew that they were comic talents, like generational comic talents.
Right.
They would have a legacy, and maybe it's like, okay, let's just not fight. Maybe they were scared.
Well, I mean, there's also Bill Murray would have a falling out with Harold Ramis after Groundhog Day because they disagreed on the direction that movie should go.
Yeah.
Now, Bill Murray, like, I think he's also had some trouble being on set with people, but he gets more of a pass because he's made more of an impact.
He made Ghostbusters, and I think like that for a lot of people, it's like, oh, he did Ghostbusters, and that's enough.
Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day, and I just think Bill Murray's a good actor too.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase, I haven't seen. Every time I see him, he's just playing himself.
That's true.
And I didn't get the sense at the beginning of Caddyshack that he was doing anything that interesting. They stuck around with him, and he's entertaining, but he just needed to be a foil, I guess, more of a calm presence to the outrageous personalities of Rodney Dangerfield and Bill Murray specifically. And it wasn't going to be Danny because the movie doesn't care about him.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Chevy Chase not be such a goofball like as the film went on. Like I liked him a little bit better in the beginning where he was a little more stoic and like he was sort of like the guru who like they're kind of making fun of the guru character because he's saying stupid shit, but like he takes himself seriously. But like toward the end of the film and like when he's with Cindy Morgan and everything, he's like slipping off her like while he's giving her like a rub and everything. And he's just saying like, he's like, he lives in like a dump. Like he's like putting like his Perrier like back into the bottle and like trying to reseal it and everything. And I'm like, this is pushing it a little too far, like into the goofball territory. We already have goofballs in this movie. Like we already have Rodney Dangerfield doing his goofball
Different
shit.
kinds of goofballs, different strokes for different folks. Golf strokes.
Well, it makes sense because this is a movie about balls.
Well said. I will say, watching Happy Gilmore 2 definitely made me appreciate Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
And I actually like a lot of stuff in Happy Gilmore 2, I'm not going to lie. Because it goes to a place where it's like, okay, you're doing a legacy sequel. This movie, it's like 20 years old at this point. What's this character doing? Why is he there still? It was like 30 years. Shit. And he's like, the movie opens with him hitting a golf ball and it hits his wife and she dies. That's how the movie opens. Because that happens to his dad in the original Happy Gilmore. He gets hit by a hockey puck. So like there's a parallel there. That movie opens with he's got like 5 sons and they're all doing the same. Like they're making things look like they're dicks too in the opening credits. You know, it's a generational thing. He passes it down. But then Happy becomes like depressed and an alcoholic. And he wrecks a golf cart, and a big part of his job, like his arc, is that he attends AA meetings, and it's actually handled with a little bit of seriousness, which was kind of surprising. And Ben Stiller returns as his like court mandated AA leader, who's making everybody like wash his car and stuff like that. Because you didn't get any catharsis. Ben Stiller just disappears in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Does he get punished in this one?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
You wait 30 years, you finally get it. Shooter McGavin, who's been in an insane asylum.
Oh my God. Seriously.
But this is the thing, like with Happy Gilmore 2, it's like there are plenty of jokes that just don't work. But the jokes that don't work are still in the style of the jokes that happened in the original movie. And I'm like, I can't fault this movie too much because it is like stylistically appropriate. Like it feels like an actual sequel to Happy Gilmore.
That's
in
good.
The year 2025. I think it came out last year.
Yeah.
You've got generational golf movies, Caddyshack, Happy Gilmore. I don't know what a movie like this looks like today because it doesn't look like Happy Gilmore 2. But like we're not making comedies the same way that we used to. So even Happy Gilmore is sort of an era, like a product of a bygone era. I don't really know. I'm just kind of like, what are we? If you could make a sports movie, a golf movie with a comedian today, who would you put in there? Like a Pete Davidson golf movie? I don't want to watch that.
No, I don't know. I don't think you could do it again. Like I don't think you can. I mean, golf is because of the culture around it is like still sort of inherently funny and pretentious and stuff, but I don't think that you could skewer it the same way again. You could continue doing that. I feel like the way you would do it today, it wouldn't even be like a comedy. It would be like a documentary where you just like follow like an obsessive golfer, and you would get like a Nathan Fielder kind of treatment where you're just like following this person and seeing like how just into it they are.
This sounds a lot like the series that Andy Samberg tried to do with like Tour de Pharmacy and 7 Days in Hell. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
But he, in all of those, he goes up against like somebody like he had Kit Harington in the tennis one, right? So you get Andy Samberg and Nathan Fielder. That sounds like a great combo, actually.
Yeah, no, it'd be funny. It's just like it's like trying to do like a Western after Blazing Saddles,
Right.
or like a comedic Western, especially. Like, how do you ever go back to that?
But those, I mean, these movies. One, golf wasn't a genre, it was like...
No, but it's like a sport. It's like a sports movie. It's just like, how do we kind of skewer the sports movie a little bit?
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't kill it.
No, they didn't. Because I don't think... these films don't really have like a reverence toward the sport itself. They do kind of clearly delineate that it is about certain elements within the sport. I mean, Caddyshack does end with like the golf course exploding, which maybe sends a sort of message. But at the end of the day, like Ty Webb is a good guy, and Danny and his golfing ability, like there's nothing wrong with that. He's a caddy and he takes pride in that. He gets a caddy scholarship. Happy Gilmore's the same way. It's like he might have been a hockey player turned golfer, but like he's good at it. He's made his way there. He beat the person who was entitled, who felt like he was entitled to the championship. He's like, I've put in my time, and he's like, it's not about that. It's about skill. It's about passion. And it's about not feeling like you got a spoon up your ass, silver spoon. It's about feeling like you don't have a silver spoon in your mouth.
Ty, your father and I prepped together, went to war together, we played golf together. We built this club, he and I. Let's face it, son. Some people simply do not belong.
If I beat you, I get the house back. You beat me, I'll quit.
You're gonna beat me? At golf? Oh, you're on. You're in big trouble, though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
The ending of Happy Gilmore is this Rube Goldberg finish.
Yeah.
You have Happy Gilmore. He went to the putt-putt golf course with Carl Weathers. Chubby? Is that his name? Chubbs?
Chubbs.
he goes with Chubbs. They do this like elaborate putt-putt golf course where he has to like bounce like off a tower, down a mountain, all this stuff. It's like a California, LA kind of themed golf course. And at the end of the film, like a spectator tower literally collapses onto the green and he has to putt around it, like all through the wreckage. There's like a flamed out Beetle that the Jackass guy drove and all this stuff. So it ends up being like a reflection of all that. It's very structured. It's very, this thing leads to this thing, leads to this thing.
Mm-hmm. They set up the dominoes and they all fall.
Yeah, it's
sort of.
Yeah, I mean, they do. It's a very tight kind of film. It almost feels like Adam Sandler saw Caddyshack and he was like, how do I arrange this into something that is not quite so just hectic? Because the ending of Caddyshack is the complete opposite. It's just explosions. And it does
escalate.
Yes, yeah. It does knock a ball, into a hole, sort of Rube Goldberg like. But it is mostly just about like the chaos of it, of the destruction.
Yeah,
exactly. 1812. Like it's very much just like where the villain is a judge in Caddyshack. This is the subversion of justice and order and all that stuff. It is sort of karmic, I guess, at the end. But the subversion in Happy Gilmore is of the sense of entitlement that comes from Shooter McGavin. And so it's like this Rube Goldberg logic where it's like this thing leads to this, leads to this. It's saying that's what matters. That's what matters. You have to put in the work. And that's what Adam Sandler does in the film. We watch him put in the work. It's very, it has to call to mind Rocky a little bit because, it has
sports,
Carl Weathers in it, and you see him actually like put in the work. Like he is a natural, obviously, like with his long game and everything, which is convenient for him. But that puts him on the green.
He has to learn how to care.
Then he has to learn how to care about the game. He has to learn to put in the time at a putt-putt golf course. He has to learn to love. He has to learn to love the publicist. No, the publicist has to learn how to love him, really.
Which comes easy.
It comes easy, I guess, for some reason.
He's a lovable scamp that might kill you.
He hurts people.
Yeah, he throws that IRS agent through a glass door, and I'm like, holy crap!
the IRS agent's like, hey, man, like, I'm sorry. Like, you think I take pleasure in doing this? I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. And then the next thing, he just throws him out the door. It almost feels like, again, like it kind of works because it's like Adam Sandler's like setting up the joke where he's like, you're right. Like, you shouldn't hate this guy. It's just his job. But we're still going to throw him through the glass door anyway.
We're going to throw him through the glass door, and because this world is so ridiculous anyway, like the way that Happy Gilmore is shot as well, like you get POVs of the golf balls after his long drive. That's awesome, dude.
It is awesome, yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty sick, and that sound he makes every time he hits the golf ball with like the slingshot, like I get a little jolt of happy every time I hear it. It's nice. And they're doing it on they're doing it on location, and they've got some fun with the sets, like the actual Rube Goldberg machine and everything at the end. There's some practical filmmaking here that I appreciate, just like I appreciate the puppet at the beginning of Caddyshack, right?
Yeah, the puppet is, it's interesting.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
That was added later too, apparently.
Well, that makes sense because it's like never in a shot with anybody. It's like always by itself.
Well,
Except
also
for Bill Murray. I
Bill
think.
Murray's mostly by himself in this movie.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah. Bill Murray's almost like a post-production special effect, like in this film. It's again, this kind of adds to the cobbled together, like disjointed feeling of Caddyshack, but it also makes it more Looney Tunes, which I think is fine.
I think it works in an ensemble vehicle, like especially when you get all these talents together. Like some of them would go on to become legendary. Some of them were kind of legendary at the time. Some of them you never heard from again. And some of them voiced Captain Knuckles on The Misadventures of Flapjack.
Hey, Flapjack, me boy! The Flying Dutchman!
So these movies are embraced sort of by the golfing community now. I mean, they didn't punch him too hard because there are people who have tried to mimic Happy's drive and everything. You know, I mean, it's to some degree because there aren't a lot of golfing movies out there. It must be cool to just, you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Well, I think it's all a canard. You don't want to be the butt of the joke, so you laugh along with it. But inside, they're all seething.
You think?
Yeah.
There were a lot of golf cameos in Happy Gilmore too, but they went right over my head. I had to read about him afterwards.
Was Tiger Woods there?
There was a bust of him. There was a bust of Happy too, and he's got like buck teeth in it, and he's like, "Who's this SpongeBob SquarePants looking motherfucker?"
SpongeBob, me boy!
Jacko, Tiger, SpongeBob? What is that? What's with the beaver teeth?
You want to talk about Subway?
You want to talk about Subway?
Well, like, there's a lot of Subway, there's a lot of like branding and stuff in Happy Gilmore. This is a common thing in Adam Sandler films.
This is like I think Roger Ebert's like takeaway. He was like,
Really?
I caught a Sprite. I caught a Subway. He's like counting all the product placement in it.
There's a lot of product placement, which always feels like a cameo to me. Always feels like an extended cameo, like Rodney Dangerfield showing up in Caddyshack. Like that's sort of like he's like Subway for Caddyshack.
Yeah, he started as a cameo and then he becomes
like a player.
Yeah, he's a whole thing.
That's the thing. Like Adam Sandler starts the movie. He's like, "I brought you Subway, sweetie." And by the end of the film, he's like sponsored by Subway. And it's like, wow, there's like
the American dream right there.
It's like character development for Subway.
Is it better than the Subway scene in Friendship?
No. Like that scene is great.
It's pretty great.
That's an amazing scene. Subway has become like the butt of so many jokes at this point too, because of the whole,
Yeah.
We don't say his name.
Last question before we go to the end of the show. Who's missing from both of these movies? You got a bevy, it is a huge cast in both of them. Look at the era they came out. Who would you want to see?
Dan Aykroyd, I think, is like the easy answer for Caddyshack because you got Harold Ramis and Bill Murray. It feels like Dan Aykroyd would probably fit in a little bit, although I feel like he'd be kind of redundant because I could see him doing the Bill Murray role, like the Carl, just like a weirdo.
Well, you need somebody who would go even further, like John Belushi. That's what I'm saying. You get Belushi in there, and Belushi's like actually an animal or something like that.
Oh, like
living on the golf course,
a hound of some sort.
Yeah, or a big gopher.
Oh, he's like hundreds of beavers. Like they dress him up.
Yeah, he's just in a mascot. Or yeah, he's a mascot or something. And Bill Murray like thinks he's a real gopher, and he like attacks him, and they have like a brawl that interrupts a golf game. I got to write this down.
Yeah, he takes off his mask, and it's John Belushi, and then he's like, "You think I'm John Belushi?" And then he takes off his mask,
and it's Dan Aykroyd.
And it's Rodney Dangerfield, and he says, "I tell you, I get no respect even when I'm dressed as John Belushi, dressed as a gopher."
And that's one of those jokes that doesn't land.
It's one of the.
What about Happy Gilmore? Who's missing? Is it Rob Schneider?
Oh no.
He does show up in the second one.
Rob Schneider. What would he be doing in Happy Gilmore?
He'd be like a caddy or something.
Okay.
In the sequel, he replaces the little person on the unicycle in the happy place.
Oh my God. That's a dated little joke.
You think?
I think it's a little
But I do think that whole sequence is sort of the thesis of what would become the later Adam Sandler movies. My hot wife with 2 pitchers of beer.
My grandma is kissing Christopher McDonald. Oy vey.
I want to see Chris Rock in there.
You want to see Chris Rock?
Yeah, I want to see Chris Rock in Happy Gilmore, who's like a really enthusiastic golf player who loves Happy. Like he's not his rival. He's like the guy who Happy's trying to like shake off.
But there is sort of like that guy in the beginning who's like, "You're going places, Happy. Good for you." I don't even know who this guy is. I've seen him before in a bunch of shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The seed is planted. They just, that one didn't bud.
It didn't germinate. You know what it's called when you're like at the beginning of the golf course and you hit your golf ball and it lands in the hole all the way on the other side of the golf course in like one go. You know what that's called?
What is that called?
It's called an eagle.
What?
I think it's called an eagle.
That's a hole in one.
No. Hold on, I gotta Google something. What is...
It's a hole in one, dude. That's a clinical term.
What is an eagle in golf? Okay. Okay, an eagle in golf is a score of 2 strokes under par on any individual hole.
Wow.
Now, I thought an eagle was a hole in one.
It's literally called a hole in one.
No. But I thought that was the informal term. I thought the formal term was eagle.
No, man, no. I'm okay.
Because I used to play Mario Golf when I was a kid.
I'm looking up something.
I'm pretty sure I got one of them hole in ones, and it was like eagle.
Hey, because you were 2 under par. Now, a hole in one can be referred to as an ace, apparently.
Are there any other like bird things for golf? Because you got the birdie.
Yeah.
You have an eagle. Is there like a hawk?
Well, in the game of golf, if you hit a golf ball and it gets stuck on a bird's beak, that's a sign of good luck.
Only in Haiti. The end of Hard Ticket has reached us. We're standing on the green. Okay, I want you to picture this. We're standing on the green, you and me. We're golfing. I've got a club and you've got a club, and we're about to hit it into.
I'm having a little bit of trouble.
Wait, can you imagine what I'm describing right now? We're about to hit it into a hole. Okay, one hole is Happy Gilmore, and the other hole is Caddyshack. And I want to know which hole your ball is going in.
Hard hit it?
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's
great.
That's actually not bad.
That's about as creative as hole in one. My hard hit it is going to go to Caddyshack. Again,
my reaction.
What? Any sly comments? No, I think I do like Happy Gilmore. I do, actually. It's juvenile, but
you'd seen Happy Gilmore before, right?
I had seen Happy Gilmore. I hadn't seen Caddyshack. I will admit my initial reaction to Caddyshack was, what the f*** did I just watch? I was kind of dazed and confused when I was watching it, I will say. And then I looked up some clips from it afterwards, and I was like, I love Rodney Dangerfield in this scene. I love his like physical performance that he's doing. A little details, ticks, and stuff I didn't appreciate. So and it's more interesting. I like that era of comedy, even if it doesn't always land for me. Like, I'll be a defender because it is so influential. Like, you don't have Happy Gilmore without Caddyshack. Whether it's, like, better or not, I think objectively it's probably... Well, I don't even want to say it's worse because Happy Gilmore has some bad jokes in it. Like, there's some
like, Caddyshack is structurally more of a mess. Like, I think you can fairly say that.
There's some unfunny stuff in Happy Gilmore. And there's some funny stuff in Happy Gilmore. I think there's some funny stuff. But ultimately, I think Caddyshack is, like... It's a little more interesting to me, and it's juggling so many characters that I think I can... The rewatch offers me a little bit more. Although I do like Happy Gilmore. And you had never seen Happy Gilmore.
I'd never seen Happy Gilmore. I had seen like one scene from Caddyshack, which is where Bill Murray is like swinging against the flowers and everything.
Right.
So yeah, I did. This is basically just like a blind double feature for me. It's funny you talk about like the clippability of Caddyshack. It does kind of feel like it's a movie made for the TikTok generation before TikTok. It's like, so what did you do? Like, if you were a fan of Caddyshack, you're like, I really want to revisit that gag. You would have to just, go back to a theater and watch it?
Well, maybe that was a detriment to it. I mean, you look at old comedies used to be pure comedies. You're not infusing a lot of drama. There were gag after gag movies. You could say the same about some early Mel Brooks movies as well. It was just like they were held together by gags. There's more of a through line in almost anything besides Caddyshack, if I'm being honest. But Animal House, super influential sketch comedy movie. I mean, that's what the Monty Python movies are, too.
Yeah, it's very like Marx Brothers. Like, you go back to that, and it's like there's a loose kind of plot, but it's mostly about the gags and the jokes and everything. And Happy Gilmore is more, it's got more of a dramatic thrust to it. And I think that's like audience sensibilities, we kind of shifted toward that.
Yeah.
They kind of want something that's a little bit more like you get the comedy on the side, but there's also a little bit of a heart to it that you can follow along with. And, you know, I think Adam Sandler himself is enough of a narcissist that he wants to make himself the main character. And like, you know, I'm just kidding. I don't know about it. He seems like a very nice guy, actually.
Oh, he's super. Everybody reports that he's super nice in person. This is at a pretty pivotal time in his career, though. Like he's kind of a movie star at this point, or at least I think this might have made him one.
Yeah, no, he seems like a good guy, but I think he does. You know, we kind of talked a little bit before about how there are classical film influences in Adam Sandler's work. And because of that, I think his sensibility is to have a dramatic thrust, and then to pepper it with a comedy, even though his films are primarily comedies first. And I think he's kind of spearheaded that direction for comedy films in general, where it's just like, that's what we're expecting. Like you can watch Airplane and there is like there's a disaster angle to it.
Right.
But it's like mostly just gag after gag after gag. It's like a Marx Brothers or like Caddyshack or like a Mel Brooks film. So it's kind of a lost art in a way, and there is a datedness to Caddyshack, but it's also going to be my hard ticket today, because it is. I was just laughing a fair amount, honestly, at the film. There was like stuff that I genuinely found funny, puzzling, but like in a funny way. I enjoyed its selection of characters way more, like the cast. I thought Rodney Dangerfield is a particular highlight in Caddyshack. It made me want to like actually Google some of his improv, and I am not an improv or, you know, a stand-up guy, you know? So yeah, it goes to Caddyshack. We are not a house divided.
No, we're pretty unanimous. I had a feeling, because you're such a snob and you hate Adam Sandler, I will ask, if you had to caddy for one of these characters in either movie, who are you spending your day on the green with?
Oh, okay. So like I have to choose between Adam Sandler, Shooter McGavin, like any of the characters who are golfing.
Yeah.
Honestly, and this is a weird answer, and I surprised myself. I would probably do it for Ty Webb, Chevy Chase's character.
Oh yeah.
I'd be kind of interested. He's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, when he's hitting the balls and he's going.
That was funny. Like I was laughing.
Yeah,
about
that was funny.
And that's like the part of his character that I liked, where he's like kind of saying just stupid shit. He's like, "You take drugs, good," you know, like stuff like that. But then he's also like a super like.
He's a good golfer.
Like supernaturally talented as a golfer. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you missed that one," and he just like hits it over, and like I'm like, "Oh my god, he set it up!" Like, no, I love that. I think that's great. I think it would be interesting to like tail that guy, even though he scares me. Like Chevy Chase always scares me. He scared me in our National Lampoon episode, and Adam Sandler always scares me. He scared me in our Click episode.
I was going to say, he can't scare you any more than Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
he'll throw you through a glass door.
Yeah. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, guy. I really like you, and I just do this to support my family. My mother's dying, and he just throws him through a glass door.
Grandma, get my gun. Well, that's going to do it for us on this episode of Hard Ticket. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Jared Tadlock, for designing our brand elements, keeping our podcast looking fresh. Thank you, Aaron Griffin, for mixing and mastering our theme song, sung by yours truly in a truly awful falsetto. You can follow the podcast on social media, Instagram and Blue Sky at Hard Ticket Pod. That's all lowercase, all one word. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Jeff Blogus. That's all lowercase, all one word. Tristan?
Yeah, follow me on Letterboxd, Tristan Moore, and you can follow me on Instagram at Tristan__less. The podcast email, hardticketpodcast@gmail.com. Send us some requests. You want to guest on the show? You have some feedback? You hate us?
Tell us if you hate us.
Or you love us.
I want to say that we've received hate mail. I just want to be able to say that.
That would be actually pretty awesome. We only had one guy who rated us 1 star on Spotify.
And that was personal.
He hated me. So, hey, if you could give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or a like on YouTube or whatever platform you're listening, that'd be great too.
It goes a long way. Next week, we're going to be throwing another episode of The Blind Spots at you. One of mine, National Treasure. It was sort of a spur-of-the-moment thing. So, if it catches you off guard, whoops. But that's going to be a fun one. And then we're getting back to our regularly scheduled program with a little bit of a crossover that you guys will hear about soon. But until then, we will see you guys on the green.
It's a hard ticket at the movies. Which one will you watch? Let's decide. It's a hard